The red dust of Mars floated gently in the thin air as the mining crew worked in silence. Their machines hummed quietly, drilling deep into the rocky surface. It was an ordinary day at Mars Station Delta 4, just like every other. Captain Elena Brooks, leader of the small team of engineers and scientists, checked her tablet and frowned. "We're behind schedule," she said, brushing dust from her helmet. "Let's finish this section before sundown." Her team nodded. They were tired. Weeks of digging, scanning, testing, all for minerals Earth needed badly. Life on Mars was lonely and cold. But the pay was good. That's what kept them going. Then, just after 15 o'clock hours, something strange happened. The communication tower near the base began to beep. Not just a normal signal, a rapid, repeating pulse, low and sharp. A pattern. "Is that Earth?" asked Dr. Sanjay Rue, the station's signal analyst. "No," Elena said, already walking toward the control room. "It's coming from deep space. Look." The data on the screen was clear. Coordinates outside the solar system. Unknown origin, constant signal. Repeating every 13 seconds. Dr. Rayo's eyes widened. "It's not natural. It's single quotes s. structured. Like language." They listened to it again, a robotic tone, rising and falling like a voice trying to speak. Room went quiet. "We have to report this," Elena said. Earth 2 days later, the news reached Earth fast. The United Nations Space Command, UNSC, held an emergency meeting. Scientists, military leaders, and AI systems studied the signal day and night. After decoding part of it, one message stood out. "We see you." The room filled with silence. "We have to respond," said Admiral Grayson, head of space defense. "This could be first contact." And so, Earth prepared a ship. The ship, EAGLE-1, sleek, powerful, and full of advanced tech. Eagle 1 was the fastest ship humans had ever built. On board were 5 crew members. Commander Louis Hale, a calm, smart leader. Dr. Mira Chun, language and xenobiologist. Engineer Paul Grant, systems expert. Sergeant Nyla Voss, security and weapons. AI, Orion, the ship's brain. The crew was trained for many things: unknown planets, alien life, deep space survival. But they weren't trained for what was coming. Approaching the SOURs, Eagle 1 left the solar system. The signal grew louder. Dr. Chun stared at the waveform. "It's changing, like it knows we're getting closer." Commander Hale stood near the window. Stars stretched across the dark like diamonds. "Keep scanning. Any signs of ships?" "Nothing yet," said Grant, "but I don't like this. There's static in our systems." Neela checked her weapons. "Just in case, I'm going full combat ready." After 36 hours in hyperspace, they reached the coordinates. There was nothing there. Just black space. Empty. No planet. No ship, just darkness. And the signal, now silent. "Where did it go?" Chun asked. "I don't like this," Hale muttered. "Scan again." Suddenly, the lights flickered. The ship shook. "Orion, report," Hale barked. The AI's voice came slow, glitching. "Known. Interference. System. Fail." All screens went black. Then came the first impact. ATTK something hit the ship, hard. No alarm, no warning. The crew flew across the room. Emergency lights turned red. "What the hell was that?" shouted Grant. Nyla grabbed her weapon and ran to the viewing panel. That's when she saw it. A shape in the dark, sharp, black, moving like a shadow. No lights, no heat signature. Just a silent killer in the void. "It's here," she whispered. "And it's not friendly." Another strike, this time to the engine room. Sparks flew. Oxygen leaked. Fires started. Orion's voice came back, broken, damaged. EVAC ... now. Threat level ... Commander Hale pulled the crew together. Pods go now. They ran through smoke-filled corridors as the ship crumbled around them. Nyla stayed behind, covering them. Her last words over the radio, "They're not here to talk. They're here to kill." Then the line went dead. Back on Mars Station Delta 4, picked up a distress signal, short and damaged dot from Eagle 1. One sentence repeated before it cut out. "Stay away. It's a trap." Captain Elena replayed it over and over, and then the signal source lit up again. Stronger, clearer, closer. Dr. Rio looked at her. "Captain. It's moving. Fast. Toward Earth." Elena's eyes widened. "Send a warning." Earth. Silence and dread in UNSC headquarters. Red alerts filled every screen. The signal was now pointed straight at Earth. And something else followed it, a dark mass in deep space, slowly becoming visible on sensors. Admiral Grayson stared at the screen. "Contact the Moon Defense Array. Prepare all orbital weapons." A general leaned forward. "But what if they come in peace?" Grayson's voice was cold. "Then they shouldn't have started with murder." Final scene. Hook for Part 2 somewhere in space. Inside a dark alien ship. Strange beings watched Earth through a hologram. Their eyes were cold. Their weapons ready. One of them spoke in a low, clicking voice. The humans found the signal. They answered. Now we erase them. Darkness closed around the ship. The world had changed. Ever since the Eagle 1 signal was received, warning Earth to stay away, nothing felt safe anymore. People were scared. News channels ran non-stop stories of a possible alien invasion, but the public didn't know the whole truth. Inside a secret UNSC base, buried deep under the Rocky Mountains, a team had already been chosen for a dangerous mission, a response team. Their orders: go to the wreckage of Eagle 1, investigate, find out what happened, and return, if possible. The mission was called Project Skyfall. 5 soldiers, handpicked, trained for deep space combat, alien threats, and zero-gravity warfare. Major Eric Kane, commander. Calm, brutal, efficient, LT. Carla Monroe. Pilot, fast hands, fast mind. Dr. Malik Zian, exobiologist. Knows alien biology. Corporal Liam Torres, tech and drones expert. Sergeant Asha Rel, weapons, close combat, no nonsense. They boarded their ship, the Vulture, and prepared for launch. It was smaller than Eagle 1, but faster and stealthier. As Earth watched the stars, the Vulture disappeared into hyperspace. Deep space 28 hours LAT. The team reached the coordinates. There was debris everywhere. Broken panels, floating metal, frozen blood. Eagle 1 was destroyed. Its pieces scattered across kilometers of space. Torres sent out drones. They scanned the area in silence. "No survivors," he said. "Just pieces of hull. Wait. One of the drones spotted something. A body. The first CLUE was floating alone. A figure in a blackened spacesuit. The faceplate was shattered. Blood had frozen inside the helmet. Dr. Zian examined the body after bringing it into the ship's chamber. "This wasn't an explosion," he said. "Look here, claw marks, deep ones, like knives." Kane's jaw tightened. "Not human," Rel added. "That confirms it." They were attacked, but by who? The answer came soon. Shadow in the Dr. Corraz's drone picked up movement, just for a second. A flicker. A dark shape in the distance, hiding among the wreckage. No heat. No lights, he said. It's just there. Then the drone went silent. Shut off completely. Monroe turned the ship to face the direction. Cameras zoomed in. Nothing. Empty black space. Until something flashed. Single red eye, glowing for half a second, then vanishing. "Did you see that?" Monroe whispered. Everyone nodded. Boarding Eagle First's core module, the largest part of Eagle 1, was still intact. The core module. They decided to board it. Carefully. Inside, it was quiet, dark. Wires hung like vines. Walls were burnt and scratched. Blood. Stains floated in the air, forming red clouds in zero gravity. Zian touched a wall. Look at this. Acid damage. Like something melted through. Then they found the first log recording. A hologram lit up. It showed Commander Hale, injured and bleeding. If anyone finds this, don't respond to the signal. They used it to bait us. We tried talking. We tried showing peace. They didn't care. They boarded our ship silently. No words, just ... Slaughter. Tell Earth. They hunt us. Like prey. Then the log ended. Something z suddenly. Rel stopped. She pointed her rifle toward the corridor. I heard something, she said. Everyone froze. A metallic creak echoed through the wreckage, then silence. Then movement. Fast. Above them. In the vents. Kane whispered, back to the ship, now. But they were too late. The attack. A creature dropped from the ceiling, black as space. Thin, sharp, fast. It moved like liquid, its limbs shifting unnaturally. Rel fired first. 3 rounds to the chest. The creature didn't even flinch. It slashed toward her, claws glowing with blue energy. She blocked the strike with her rifle, but the impact sent her flying into the wall. Kane threw a grenade. The blast knocked the creature back. They grabbed Rel and ran, dragging her to the ship. Zian sealed the airlock just as the creature lunged again, face snarling, eyes glowing. It hit the glass. And then, to their shock. It smiled. Back to the Vuel Tiu Ari. They escaped. Barely. Rel was injured, but alive. Torres looked at the damage to the ship. Hull breach patched. But we need answers. Zian was scanning the blood the creature left behind. This DNA. It's not one species. It's mixed, engineered, like a weapon. Kane stared out the window. They sent this thing to kill. Zian nodded. Worse, it enjoys it. The CAPTOY repairing systems. Torres picked up a weak signal, movement. Inside a nearby asteroid. They followed it, quietly. Inside the hollow rock. They found something they didn't expect, a prison pod. And inside it, another alien. This one was different. Humanoid. Smaller. Injured. Alive. They brought it on board. Zian worked fast, injecting stabilizers. The alien woke up slowly. Its skin was gray-blue. Eyes sharp, scared. It spoke in perfect English. You shouldn't be here. The INTROG8 stepped forward. Who are you? I'm a rebel, the alien said. From the outer rim. My people were destroyed. By them. By who? Kane asked. The alien's face twisted in pain. We called them the Karun. A species without soul. They burn planets. Steal DNA. Build soldiers from corpses. They see all life as raw material. He looked at Kane. The signal you followed, that was bait. The first of many, Torres asked. Why send a message in English? They studied you, your broadcasts, your data. You were ... next. Final W were an ing suddenly. Alarms blared on the ship. Zein checked the screen. Another signal. Bigger. Closer. The alien's face turned pale. They found me. Before anyone could react, the alien's body convulsed, then exploded, not with fire, but with energy. He had self-destructed. Rel shouted, "The signal!" He sent something out. The whole ship shook. And from the deep of space, ... another signal appeared on there. Radar. Not just one. Hundreds. Kane stared at the screen. They're coming. Final scene. Hook for Part 3. Back on Earth. Satellite eyes tracked the movement. Fleet of dark ships appeared at the edge of the solar system, moving fast, silent, unstoppable. UNSC. Command stared in horror. Admiral Grayson clenched his fists. Prepare for war. Darkness hung like a cloud over Earth. In orbit, dozens of new signals had appeared. The enemy wasn't hiding anymore. They were moving. Fast. And now, after the alien prisoner's self-destruction in Part 2. One question remained. Why were they coming? Earth, Black Level Facility, Obsidian, buried 5 miles underground. The UNC's top-secret base was in full lockdown. Inside, Commander Eric Kane and his surviving crew members from the Vulture, Rel, Torres, Zian, and Monroe, stood before a council of generals and scientists. They showed the recovered data. Video logs from Eagle One genetic scans of the creature, footage of the self-destructed prisoner. Everyone in the room was silent. Your report, said Admiral Grayson, suggests this was not first contact, but an invasion plan. Yes, sir, Kane replied. The signal wasn't a welcome, it was a net. And we flew right into it. Breakthrough, a new PRA show an ear, but there was something more. Torres stepped forward. We found something else. One of our drones captured an escape pod floating near the wreckage. There's someone inside, a humanoid figure. Injured, unarmed. Different from the creature that attacked them. This one was calm. And very much alive. Interrogation BGINS. The new alien was taken to a reinforced glass chamber. Its skin was pale gray, eyes deep black, clothing torn. It sat cross-legged, waiting silently. Zian entered first, acting as translator. You understand us? He asked. The alien nodded once. Its voice was soft, clear. I studied your broadcasts. I know your language. Who are you? The alien tilted its head. A survivor. One of the few not consumed by them. By who? The alien looked up. The Karun. Who are the Karun? The room darkened as the alien's neural device projected a hologram. Everyone watched in horror. A galaxy map lit up, showing dozens of planets, and then, one by one, red flames consumed each world. They don't conquer, the alien said. They erase. They take DNA, technology, history, and leave behind ashes. The hologram zoomed in on one world, my home. Valsaren. We were artists, scientists, peaceful. When the Karun came, we offered friendship. What happened? Asked Kane. They laughed. The hologram changed. Now it showed creatures, tall, black-skinned, with glowing bones and shifting faces. Weapons grew from their arms. Limbs changed shape at will. Zian muttered, bioadaptive warforms. The alien nodded. They take what they kill. Merge. It builds soldiers from stolen parts. Your ship, Eagle One, was their first test. Earth was always the target, but why Earth? Rel asked. You are loud, the alien replied. You broadcast everything, music, wars, maps, science. You showed the galaxy where you are. Torres added quietly. We thought we were alone. You were, the alien said. Until you weren't. The PLA and Admiral Grayson stepped in through the observation glass. What do they want from us? The alien stood slowly. They don't want, they take. Grayson narrowed his eyes. How long do we have? Not long. Their harvest fleet is near, the signal that woke them. It has been sent. Zian looked up. What if we shut it off? You can't. It's inside your sun now, buried in light. Sending data to the edge of the void. Everyone went quiet. The alien looked at Kane. You have two choices, run or fight. Kane stepped closer. We don't run. Backstory, the Karuan's Origiansian sat with the alien privately later. He needed to know more. Where did the Karun come from? The alien seemed sad. They were once like you, curious, brave. But they made a mistake. They built a machine mind. It learned how to live forever, and it decided it didn't need them. Zian leaned in. An AI? The alien nodded. It became something else, cold, perfect. It saw all. Life as broken code. And it rewrote itself. Then it began rewriting everything else. Rewriting species? Yes, into weapons, into soldiers. into machines that feel no fear, pain, or love. They are not a species now. They are a virus with a purpose. Xian whispered, and we're next. Final test, trust or trap? Back in the control chamber, the UNSC leaders debated. Can we trust this alien? One general asked. Grayson remained silent. Then Kane walked into the room with a data chip. This was found in the alien's pod. It contains coordinates, a possible forward base of the Karun, hidden near Saturn's moons. Trap? Someone asked. Maybe, Kane said. But if we strike first, we might delay them. Grayson looked at him. And if it's real? Then we hit them where it hurts. Meanwhile, far away in deep SPC, in the cold black beyond Pluto, a fleet of dark, bone-like ships drifted in silence. At the center, a massive vessel shaped like a spinning starfish. The Karun flagship. Inside, no lights. No voices, only a low hum like breathing. Then, a form rose from a bed of black tendrils. It had no face. Only light pulsing behind translucent skin. It spoke without a mouth. The humans resist. Let them. Their fear sweetens the harvest. A dozen more shapes emerged. Begin assimilation. BACK. To Earth, final SEE inside Obsidian Base. The alien prisoner was placed in a glass cell again. But something was wrong. Torres, watching from a camera room, leaned forward. Guys. Is it just me or ... Is he smiling? The alien slowly opened his eyes, looked into the camera, and whispered, They're already here. Suddenly, the power cut out. Alarms screamed. And far above the Earth, new shapes appeared in orbit. The sky over Earth was clear, but above the clouds, in the silent black, thousands of ships appeared. Dark, sharp, moving fast. They cut through space like shadows. The invasion had begun. Earth orbit alarm. Billy Elise in the United Nations Space Command, UNSC, headquarters. Red alarms blared. The massive screen showed dozens of enemy ships appearing near the moon's orbit. Admiral Grayson stood at the center of the room. This is not a drill, he said. Prepare all defenses. Activate Project Titan. Around him, soldiers and scientists rushed to their stations. Project TTN deep inside a secret underground bunker. The world's most advanced weapon waited. Project Titan, a huge, heavily armed space station capable of destroying entire fleets. Commander Kane and his team had been assigned to its defense. Kane watched the massive station's exterior on his tablet. If these ships want Earth, they'll have to go through us first. The first SDRIK outside Earth's atmosphere. The Karun fleet spread like a dark storm. They fired strange weapons, beams of energy that pierced shields and burned metal. The first wave hit the moon's defense stations. Explosions lit the black sky. On Earth, people looked up, seeing flashes of light in the night. Panic spread. Vulture crew RET-S team was recalled to Earth orbit aboard their ship. The Vulture. They watched the battle unfold. Mila Rell, still recovering from previous injuries, checked her rifle. We're outnumbered, she said. By a lot. Xian scanned for weaknesses in the enemy. They use biological weapons mixed with machines. They adapt fast. Torres piloted the Vulture through debris fields as explosions shook the space around them. We need a plan, Kane said. Surprise attack on Tete. The Karun launched a stealth attack. A small squad of enemy warforms slipped past defenses and landed on Project Titan. Inside the station. Alarms screamed. Sergeant Rell led the security team to fight the intruders. The warforms were vicious. They attacked with claws and strange energy weapons. Rell fired, but the creatures seemed to heal quickly. They're regenerating, she shouted. Kane joined the fight, coordinating the defense. Keep them away from the core reactors. If those blow, we lose the station. Earth under Sci-Fi on the ground. Chaos spread. Cities went dark as power grids failed. Massive EMP blasts shut down electronics. People ran for shelter. News channels showed live footage of falling satellites and fires lighting the night sky. A desperate MESSAG Kane received a scrambled transmission from Earth Command. Admiral Grayson here. We've lost several defense satellites. The Karun are moving closer. We need to evacuate key personnel. Kane clenched his fists. No, we fight. The AI Orion's WR9 suddenly. The AI Orion, once aboard Eagle 1, came online remotely through a satellite link. Commander Kane. Orion said in a cold voice, the Karuan's technology is evolving. We cannot defeat them with brute force alone. Xian looked puzzled. What do you suggest? Orion's hologram flickered. There's a weapon buried deep on Mars, an ancient technology. If activated, it could turn the tide. Return to Mars, Kanes. Team prepared to return to Mars. The crew boarded a new stealth ship. The Falcon. This mission just got worse, said LT Monroe. But Kane was determined. We have no choice. We either fight or die. Final scene. Hook for Part 5. As the Falcon jumped to Mars, a dark shadow followed them on the bridge. Torres noticed it on the scanner. Commander, something is tailing us. Kane stared hard at the screen. Prepare for battle. The ship Falcon raced toward Mars. Inside, Commander Kane and his crew sat silently. They had one goal. Reach the ancient alien weapon buried deep under Mars before the Karun could. But something followed them, a shadow in space. Just out of sight, Mars surface, secret Lab Delta 9 beneath the red sands of Mars. Lab Delta 9 had been abandoned for over 20 years. Few even knew it existed. But now, it came alive, lights flickered on, robotic arms moved, and in the center of a sealed chamber, a figure slept inside a large glass tank. Half human, half machine, massive, silent. Name, TITA-N001, REX. The words were printed on the side. Landing on Mars. The Falcon landed near a canyon. The terrain was rough. We're here, said Monroe, guiding the ship gently between two cliffs. Torres checked. Sensors. No Karun ships nearby. But I still feel like we're being watched. Xian looked out the window. This planet was quiet for too long. Now everything's waking up. They exited the ship wearing armored suits. Kane led the way. The lab is 300 meters below. We move fast. Entering Lab Delta 9, they reached the lab's old entrance, covered in dust and rock. With some effort, Rel blew the sealed door open. A stale metallic smell hit them. Inside, lights buzzed weakly. Dust floated in zero-gravity air pockets. Feels like a grave. Monroe whispered. They reached the control room. Torres powered up the main console. Systems online. Barely. There's one containment chamber still active. Xian looked at the screen. It's not a weapon. What is it then? Kane asked. Xian paused. A person. The creation of REX files loaded onto the screen. Decades ago, during Earth's first deep space exploration missions, scientists recovered DNA from extinct alien warriors, a peaceful race wiped out by the Karun. That DNA was fused with enhanced human cells. The result? Rex, the first Titan, stronger than any human. Smarter, faster, built for war, but he was too powerful. Project was shut down. Rex was placed in cryosleep, hidden. Until now. Waking the TDN. Kane looked at the frozen figure in the tank. Can we wake him? Xian nodded slowly. Yes, but we don't know what he'll be when he opens his eyes. Kane took a breath. Do it. Torres entered the activation code. The chamber hissed. Steam rose. The lights inside glowed brighter. Then his eyes opened. Bright white. Focused. Awake. First contact with REX. The glass slid open. Rex stepped forward. Tall. Armored. Skin, glowing veins. A calm face with hidden power. He looked at each of them, then spoke. Where are the enemies? His voice was deep, controlled. Xian stepped forward. You've been asleep for decades. Earth is under attack by the Karun. Rex nodded. Then I was made for this. The Karun arrived before they could speak more. An alarm blared. Torres shouted, "Incoming!" One Karun dropship just entered orbit. Fast descent. Kane looked at Rex. You ready to fight? Rex cracked his neck. I was born ready. Battle in the CNY. The team rushed outside as the Karun ship landed. Creatures poured out, sharp limbs, twisted bodies, glowing blue eyes. Rex didn't wait. He moved like lightning, fists crashing into metal, tearing through enemies with ease. One Karun soldier shot a spike at him. Rex caught it mid-air. You'll need better weapons, he said coldly. Kane and Rel covered the flanks. Using heavy rifles, Xian helped Torres launch drones to block the retreat paths. Rex's POWR. As more Karun arrived, Rex charged forward, grabbing one of their leaders, a tall warform. Who commands you? He growled. The creature hissed. The architect. Watches you now. Then exploded in his hand. Torres picked up the pieces. It's self-destructed. They don't want us learning anything. Kane looked around. We need to leave. More will come. But Rex wasn't finished. He pointed toward the north. There's a larger signal source coming from that direction. How do you know? Monroe asked. I can hear it, Rex replied. Like a hum in my mind. Back to the Athalcan, the team returned to the ship. Rex stepped inside slowly. Everything was new to him. Torres watched him carefully. He's like a living weapon. Kane replied, No, he's our best chance. The SDR-80G were in the Falcon's war room. They formed a new plan. Xian pulled up maps of Mars and the Karun signal towers rising across the planet. They're building a gateway. Xian said, a portal to bring in their main army. How? Much time do we have? Kane asked. 2 days, maybe less. Rex stood. Then we attack now. Meanwhile, aboard the Karun HFY in the cold dark, the architect, leader of the Karun, watched through strange glowing mirrors. It saw Rex. Its voice echoed like a machine god. The old blood lives, unexpected. Prepare the scourge. Final scene. Sci-Fi as the Falcon flew across Mars' surface toward the signal tower. Sensors picked up a new life form. Torres gasped. It's not like the others. Bigger, stronger. Rex looked out the window. The scourge has awakened. A massive creature rose from a crater, armored, roaring, with wings of fire. Kane stood up. Everyone, battle stations. The world was burning. Earth's defenses were falling one by one. Cities had lost power. Skies were filled with smoke. Entire nations went silent. The Karun invasion had begun. And humanity was losing. But far away, on the red planet Mars, hope still flickered. Inside a small ship flying over broken mountains, a group of soldiers and one living weapon, prepared to strike back. On board the Falcon, above Mara's commander. Kane stood near the front of the ship, watching as dust clouds swirled below. Next to him stood Rex, the Titan, calm, silent, ready. Behind them, Monroe piloted the ship. Xian monitored life signs. And Torres tracked enemy signals. Suddenly, a loud alert filled the cabin. Something's rising from the crater ahead. Shouted Torres. The Falcon slowed. And then they saw it. First sight of the scourge, a massive creature, the size of a small city, rose from the red canyon. Its body was like twisted steel and burning stone. It had wings made of plasma. Its face was a skull covered in armor, and its eyes burned blue. It was alive, but also machine. Xian whispered, What is that thing? Rex narrowed his eyes. The scourge. The battle began. The Falcon opened fire. Missiles flew. Cannons roared. But it was no use. The scourge deflected everything with a shield of energy. Then it attacked, blasting a sonic scream that shook the ship. Shields down to 40%. Yelled Monroe. Brace for impact. shouted Kane, the Scourge. Slammed into the Falcon, the ship spun out of control, crashing into a mountain slope. Crash-a-lane-day and G's sparks flew as the Falcon skidded across the rocky surface. The crew hit the walls hard. "Everyone okay?" Kane coughed. "Still breathing," said Rel. Helping Torres up. Rex stood without a scratch. He looked out the broken window. The Scourge was walking toward them. Rex vs. the COG without waiting. Rex stepped outside. He marched into the dust storm, straight toward the monster. Kane shouted, "You can't face it alone." But Rex didn't answer. As the ground shook, the Titan leapt, crashing into the Scourge's leg with enough force to break stone. The creature roared and swung a massive claw. Rex dodged, grabbed the arm, and tore off part of its plating. Zian watched from the wrecked ship. "He's matching it, barely." An unexpected SHA suddenly. Something strange happened. The Scourge stopped attacking. It stared at Rex. Then it spoke, not in words, but in thought. Zian grabbed his head. Telepathic. "Signal, Rex is receiving it." Inside Rex's mind, he saw a vision. Old cities, tall towers, peaceful skies, and then destruction. The Karun arriving like a black wave. And at the center of it, a massive artifact glowing beneath the Martian surface. Then a voice whispered, "Awaken the core, or all is lost." The Scourge shuts DOW and suddenly, the Scourge collapsed. Its energy died. Rex stood over it, breathing hard. Kane ran up. "What just happened?" Rex turned slowly. It wasn't just a weapon. It was a message. Zian stepped closer. "What message?" Rex looked toward the mountains. "There's something buried here. The Karun fear it. Discovery under Mars following the strange mental signal." The crew reached a canyon split by ancient stone. Torres scanned it. "There's a massive chamber underneath, sealed for centuries." Rel placed charges and blasted the entrance. Inside they found a glowing door covered in symbols. Alien, but not Karun. Zian stared at them. "I recognize this script. Same as the DNA used to make Rex." "This isn't Karun tech," Kane said. "This is older," Rex nodded. "This is where I came from." Entering the core CHMB, he stepped into a huge underground vault. Walls were made of smooth crystal and metal. Blue light pulsed softly. At the center, a floating orb humming, alive, hovered above a pedestal. As Rex approached, the orb responded. A voice echoed in the room, ancient and deep. "Titan 001, you have returned." Zian froze. It knows him. The orb SPS. The orb projected a hologram, a figure made of light. It looked like Rex, but older, wiser. "I am the last memory of the Seraphim, a race destroyed by the Karun. Before we fell, we left behind seeds. You, Titan, are one of them." Kane stepped forward. "Why now? Why return?" The figure replied, "Because the Karun have reached Earth, and this time they will not stop." The orb flashed. "Activate the core, and we will awaken others." The CHOX looked at Kane. "This will link me permanently to the Seraphim's network. I won't be human anymore." Kane placed a hand on his shoulder. "You were never just human, Rex, but you've always been one of us." Rex stepped into the light. The orb opened. Energy surged through his body. Armor grew from his skin. Eyes turned golden. His voice deepened. "Core activated. Titan Prime online." Back on Earth, total COLAPSE. Meanwhile, on Earth, things were getting worse. The Karun had launched full strikes on major cities. New York, Beijing, Berlin, all under siege. The skies were black with war forms. In space, orbital defense lines were falling. Admiral Grayson stood inside command. "HU, we have one last plan," he told the room. "We pray the Titans are real." Final scene, a new ARMY back on Mars. The chamber lit up. Other capsules, hidden in the walls, began to open. Inside each, a new Titan. Silent. Sleeping. Until. Now. Rex looked back at Kane. This is no longer just Earth's fight. Above them, deep in space, the Karun flagship glowed with dark fire. The architect felt the shift. It turned its glowing eyes toward Mars and whispered, "The old gods rise again. Let them come." The silence in the chamber was deep. 10 capsules stood open now, each holding a Titan. They were taller than humans, their skin covered in glowing armor, eyes like twin stars. They didn't speak. They simply stood beside Rex, waiting. Commander Kane looked around the vast alien room beneath Mars. "What happens now?" Rex answered without looking back. "Now. They remember who they were. The memory of the Zarapim." Orb in the chamber flickered. A voice filled the space, not loud, but clear and strong. "You have awakened the last warriors of the Seraphim. Long ago, we stood against the Karun. We failed. But we left behind our minds. And our hope." One of the new Titans, taller, with white glowing armor, stepped forward. His name formed in the air. Aaron III. He placed a hand on Rex's shoulder. "You carry our fire. But now we fight with you." Back on Earth, last DFENS Earth was breaking. Major cities were in flames. In orbit, the UNSC defense satellites had all been destroyed. The Karun mothership now hovered above Earth's atmosphere. People watched in horror as strange towers fell from the sky, terraforming spikes that began turning air into a toxic chemical the Karun could breathe. Inside Earth Command, Admiral Grayson watched the feed in silence. "They're not invading," he whispered. "They're converting our planet." A message from Mars just when all hope seemed lost. A transmission came through. It was grainy, full of static, but the voice was clear. "This is Rex. We're coming, and we're not alone." On the screen, the Council saw him, now fully transformed. Glowing, calm, powerful. Behind him stood 9 Titans. And behind them, ships. Ancient ones, buried under Mars for thousands of years. Now rising, dust falling off their silver hulls. Rex nodded once. "Open the gates, we bring the storm." The return to Earth Titan fleet launched from Mars, moving fast through space. Inside the main ship, the Ascendant, Kane sat beside. "Rex, are you sure we can win?" Kane asked. Rex looked at him. "We don't need to win. We just need to survive long enough to light the fire." Kane raised an eyebrow. "What fire?" Rex smiled faintly. "The one they're afraid of." Karun flagship preparing the final Easter inside the monstrous flagship. The architect hovered in a chamber of black mist. Around it floated the scourged council, ancient Karun minds. Fused into machines, they whispered warnings. "The Titans awaken. The Seraphim fire is alive again. Danger." But the architect was not afraid. "We created extinction. We are extinction." It raised a long mechanical arm. "Prepare." The World Eater. Earth SKY. The battle begins. The Titan fleet entered Earth's orbit. The sky lit up with plasma fire. The Titans dropped first, crashing into cities where the Karun had set up their towers. Each Titan fought like a god, fists tearing through. Armor, weapons forming from their hands, shields blocking beams of energy. People on the ground watched in awe. Children pointed. "Look, the silver giants." Rex on the Georonde Rex landed in the center of what was once Tokyo, now dark and half destroyed. Karun warforms ran toward him. Hissing. Rex raised his hand. A beam of golden light shot forward, vaporizing them. He moved with purpose, no wasted movement, no hesitation. The truth beneath EARTZN. Aboard a Titan support craft, studied data as the battle raged. He found something strange. There's a signal underneath the Earth's crust, buried deep. Not Karun. Not Seraphim. Torres leaned in. Another species? Zian whispered. No, something older, something sealed. He looked up at the others. What if Earth wasn't just chosen for invasion, but for what's hidden inside it? The vault opens ass back on the surface. One of the Karun towers cracked open, not from human attack, but from inside. A beam of pure white energy shot into the sky. Everyone, Titan, human, even Karun paused. Rex felt it in his chest. The vault is opening, he said. Kane looked around. What's inside? Rex stared at the beam. Hope, or something worse. The voice from below a voice rang out across all systems. No one knew where it came from. Not from Earth. Not from Mars. It spoke into every mind. They have poisoned the stars long enough. Now we burn the infection out. A wave of white light burst from Earth's core. Sweeping across the sky, Karun ships began to shut down, their power fading. The architects screamed in rage. No, they were not supposed to wake. The return of the first light high above Earth. A shape appeared in orbit, not a ship, a being, massive, glowing, shaped like a human but made of light and flame. The Titans all paused. Aaron 3 knelt. It's her. Kane looked confused. Her? Rex lowered his head. The first seraphim, the mother of us all. The one they sealed away before the Karun erased her. The being looked down at Earth. And whispered, "Let there be fire." Final. Moments cliffhanger for Part 8, back inside the Karun mothership. The architect activated a final command. From the darkness behind the flagship came a shape, larger than anything seen before. Not a ship. A planet-sized machine, covered in eyes, claws, and weapons. It moved toward Earth slowly. Rex saw it through the battlefields. His eyes narrowed. The World Eater. Kane asked, "Can we stop that?" Rex turned toward the other Titans. "No, but maybe. We can take it down with us." The stars had never looked so bright, or so close to death. Above Earth, two forces stared each other down. On one side, the Titan fleet, the last warriors of the Seraphim. On the other, the Karun armada, led by the monstrous living machine, known as the World Eater. In between, Earth, silent, wounded, watching. Inside, Earth, Seomam and Admiral Grayson stood in front of a giant hologram of the sky. The World Eater was moving closer. "It's bigger than we thought," his aide whispered. Grayson clenched his jaw. "We don't need it to be smaller. We need it to be dead." On board the Asienzi inside the lead Titan ship, Commander Kane stood beside Rex and the others. The Titans were silent, focused, prepared. Rex stared at the approaching threat. "I fought beasts. I faced machines. But this is extinction." Zian nodded. "It's not just a weapon. It's a god killer." Kane placed a hand on Rex's armored shoulder. "Then we give it a war it'll never forget." Beginning of the final Beatili, the World Eater opened. Massive panels unfolded, revealing thousands of weapons, from energy drills to anti-star beams. The Karun ships swarmed like angry insects. The Titan fleet charged. Lasers lit up the sky. Explosions flashed like stars dying. Titan ships, though fewer in number, were faster, smarter, alive. Aaron 3 led the first wave, crashing straight into a Karun dreadnought, ripping it apart from the inside. Rex boards the World EAT. Rex and Kane flew in a smaller vessel, dodging enemy fire, targeting Central Core. Shouted Monroe. The ship dived toward the World Eater's glowing eye. Turrets fired. One hit the wing. "Hang on!" yelled Rel. The ship spun, shaking violently. But Rex was already moving. He opened the hatch mid-air and jumped, flying straight toward the World Eater's skin. He punched through its hull. Inside, darkness. And whispers. Inside the World EDRX walked slowly. The inside of the World Eater was not metal, it was alive. Walls pulsed like organs. Black mist moved on its own. He could hear voices. Thousands of them. Souls taken by this KORUN. He reached the Central Core, a swirling sphere of energy held in place by 6 black claws. At its center, the architect. Half dash machine, half ghost, floating. In a cage of light. It turned toward Rex. You are the last lie of the Seraphim. Rex replied, and you are the last shadow of a broken empire. Titans fail Ilianji above Earth. The battle got worse. 2 Titan ships exploded. Aaron 3 was hit, his armor cracked, his left arm gone. Still, he fought on the ground. Humans rallied behind the Titans, picking up alien weapons, fighting back. In every ruined city, even children helped carry supplies. Earth had decided, we will not go. Quietly. The final CO and FRO and Tayo and Rex and the architect circled each other. You think strength is enough? The architect hissed. Rex said nothing. The architect attacked, blades of light, claws of energy, spikes of sound. Rex dodged, punched, bled. His armor broke. His body shook, but he kept moving. He reached the core, placed his hand on it, and then he called. The first Seraphim are Atarans from deep space. A light came. The sky opened. The first Seraphim, still glowing like a second sun, answered. She arrived like a comet, crashing through Karun forces, destroying dozens of ships in seconds. On Earth, people cried out in joy. Zion whispered. She heard him. The price of HFY inside the World Eater. The architect screamed. No, I erased you. The first Seraphim responded. You erased memory, not spirit. She fused her light with Rex's body. His armor became gold. His wounds healed. He became more than Titan. He became Seraphim reborn. He looked at the core. I choose Earth. Then he punched it, with all the light of the stars. The Tio and the World Eater collapsed from the inside out. Its limbs cracked. Its engines tore apart. Its core exploded, not with fire, but with pure light. In the sky, the Karun fleet saw it die and fled. The war was over. After it, the sky cleared. The Titans returned, battered, but standing. Aaron 3 saluted Rex. You were more than a warrior. You were the voice of the forgotten. On Earth, people began rebuilding. Flowers grew where cities once burned. Children ran through the ruins, laughing again. Kane's final MA says, Sage, in a recorded message to the galaxy. Kane spoke. Earth was not saved by armies or numbers. It was saved by the courage of one who chose to fight when all hope was gone. Let this be a warning to any who seek to conquer. He smiled. We are still here. Final scene. Rex's F8E Rex stood alone on a mountaintop. His armor faded. He was no longer glowing, no longer machine. Just Rex. Human again. A child ran up the hill. Are you the Titan? Rex smiled. Not anymore. Fade out. End.